Looking for a weight loss solution that actually works? Weight Loss by Hers provides access to GLP-1 medications with personalized care to help you hit your goals. Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to affordable weight loss treatment plans delivered straight to your door if prescribed. Hers offers a holistic weight loss program with personalized solutions, including compounded GLP-1 weekly injections featuring the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy or oral medication kits. So if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey, it's time to find the best option that works for you through Hers. Start your initial free online visit today at forhers.com/KKC. That's FORHERS.com/KKC for your personalized weight loss treatment options. forhers.com/KKC. Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased. Here's the thing, it's kind of gross out. It's freezing. And even those of us that embrace the chilly weather, which is of course not me, we need something to break up long winter nights. Something that I love to do is treat myself to a little something. So I like to go and I like to shop online. And one of my favorite sites to go to is Quince, because you can treat yourself to everyday luxury, but at an affordable price. Something that everyone needs in their closet. In my opinion, the Quince's iconic Mongolian cashmere sweaters are a must-have, which only start at $50. And if you really want to up the luxe factor, you can check out their Italian leather bags. You gotta get the tote bag. So whatever you're looking for, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. And they can do that by partnering directly with top factories and cutting the cost of the middleman, passing the savings on to you. And of course, they use premium fabrics and finishes for that luxury feel. So give yourself the luxury you deserve with Quince. Go to quince.com/KKC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/KateCasey to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/KateCasey.
The amazing Kate Casey.
Hey, welcome back for another episode of Reality Life with Kate Casey. And I gotta say, it has been such a fun week. I hope that you listened to my episode with Chris DeRosa this week about the Baldwins on TLC. I also had a great episode with Ryan Bailey, and we talked about a bunch of Southern Charm, Summer House, Bravo, Real Housewives shows. So make sure that you check that out too. And I've got a great episode back today with Chris DeRosa because we're going to talk about Love is Blind, episodes 7 through 9 of the Netflix series, which of course, is the show about a group of people that meet through a wall. And they talk about all of their innermost feelings, what they want in a partner. And then if they decide to get engaged, they go to a runway. Curtains are pulled up and they get to see the person that they fell in love with. At the end of the runway, they run to one another. Sometimes they're horrified at the person they chose. Sometimes they're jazzed. And then they go on a vacation together. And then they move back to the city where they're all from and they get an apartment for a short period of time and have to meet each other's friends and families. And you get to see if this will actually work out. It culminates with a wedding. You never know if they're going to say yes or no. And then the reunion. And I got to say, I can't wait for the reunion for this season because it's been a slow burn. At first, you think everyone's so sweet and earnest, and they all actually might fall in love. And as time goes by, you start to go, okay, well, that one's crazy. This episode in particular, I talk about how I think one of the cast members may have hired fake friends because they do not seem to be friends that were in any of his social media posts beforehand, and they seem very awkward on camera. I'm there for that. I want to know by the time of reunion whether or not they hired fake family and friends to make them seem like the person that they portrayed themselves as in the pods. Because as you know, I always think in dating, you kind of do a little bit of an exaggeration. But some of the characters this season seem like they are so pure and earnest. And then you see all the social media activity off screen. And then you see as the episodes go, all of the cast members start hanging out and they're sharing notes. And you're like, oh, I got bamboozled the first couple episodes. So it's all unraveling now. And that is why you should watch. So last week, Chris and I talked about the first 6 episodes. People were so happy about it because they have a lot of opinions. You're going to even have more opinions because we cover episodes 7, 8, and 9. And we have more episodes to come next week. So if you have not started watching Love is Blind, plenty of time. Great show to binge over the weekend, I got to tell you. And I can't wait to hear what you think. So make sure that you also are jumping into the Facebook group, Reality Life with KKC, so I can hear all of your opinions. Feel free to DM me. Sometimes people send me notes and they'll go, I don't know if you're ever going to read this. And they are shocked when I respond. I will respond to you if you're fired up about these shows just like I am. So make sure you do that. And also check out my bonus episode on Patreon at patreon.com/KKC. Guys, it's cheaper than something you're going to buy at Starbucks. Think about that. Such a good opportunity to get more behind the scenes information and more in pop culture, true crime, et cetera, et cetera. And then also make sure you're subscribed to my What to Watch list at katecasey.substack.com. Are you ready? Are you fired up? We're about to talk about Love is Blind. And back again with me is Chris DeRosa. Chris, I've got two things to talk to you about before we get into Love is Blind. Number one, the people were very thrilled with our takedown of the Baldwins because there were a lot of people that were frustrated watching it. And I think we gave voice to them.
Sure. I love that. I'm still horrified to listen back to it because the next day was like, oh, I was wasted whenever I did that. How drunk do I sound? I will listen to it tomorrow, but how drunk do I sound?
You did ask me via text, like on the scale of like normal to Karen Huger, where was I? And
yeah, look how that aged, by the way.
You were nowhere close to that. Yeah, it was as if you had a couple swigs of a red wine and that was it. You're fine.
Sure. Okay. So I won't be too scared to listen back.
No. It's fine.
I mean, not that I wouldn't say all the same things, but I just was like, did I just sound like a drunk mess? Is kind of my question.
No, you were fired up and it was fine. Yeah.
Anywho.
Okay. The other thing is the women of Rumson, New Jersey would like for us to do something in my sister's backyard this summer. Do I tell her that you're going to snoop through her cabinets?
Oh yeah, not through her cabinets, but like
you're going to look at her linens.
I hear she has a nice house, so I like to be nosy and look at see it. So
okay, good.
Is that bad?
Not at all. No.
But when someone has like a nice house, I want to see. I want to look, and I know that's supposed to be apparently way back in the day. This is like a great story actually. I forget where we were. Okay, remember when on Real Housewives, Ramona's friend, it was in the Hamptons. It was probably season 12. And Ramona's one friend had like a party. And it was the scene where, remember when Sonia was down in the basement and there was a bowling alley and she said, I don't shave my pussy.
Of course. Yes.
You know what I mean? She's like, I'm not a trophy wife. I don't shave my pussy. That night when we went in and we were filming it, Ramona was like, give us a tour of the house. Blah, blah,
it was pretty.
The guy wanted.
He wanted to sell it, right?
It was kind of ugly. I'm not going to lie. The outside foliage was gorgeous, but I feel like inside the decor I didn't like. But she was like, tour me around the house so that she could, and like basically the guy let us come there so that he could like put it on national television.
I thought so.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Which sure, fine by me. So she goes to do that, and I remember. Some of the other women were like, a house tour, like really, why are we filming this? And at one point Dorinda and Tinsley both turned to me and they were like, promise us that you will never ever in your life, like if you have a house like this, you never ever ever give tours. It's like the most déclassé thing to do ever.
Déclassé. Yes.
That's like, they're like, no one does that. Like that's not what you do. Yeah. And I was like, no, I won't. I was like, I promise I won't.
No.
Yeah.
My sister's neighbor sold her house, and you know who the real estate agent was? Kelly Kalor and Ben Simone.
Did I tell you that I just got locked in there like 2 weeks ago?
Did you really?
Yes.
How's the real estate stuff going? Does she still love it?
I think she makes like a shitload of money apparently on it.
Good for her.
So, no, but she was good. Yeah, but that's so funny. But yeah, no, she really does sell houses. It's not like our girls on Selling Sunset that were like, you sold like 0.5 of a house. Like she actually legit is like closing deals.
Okay, can I tell you what would be a great concept? I would like to see the Selling Sunset girls stop in to like New York or maybe suburbs, New Jersey, Connecticut, and have Kelly eviscerate them. Like they're showing a property and then she's in the background and then
she's like, no.
Yeah, what are you talking about? That's not that kind of marble. That's not the square footage, et cetera, et cetera.
That'd be fun. Yeah, can't Kelly be on like a Selling the City? What are all these real estate shows, right? Couldn't Kelly get on one of the? I need to text her because
Well, I
like
was
she
just
should
gonna
be on
say-
that, right? No, right?
She apparently sent a list to Andy about people
She told
she
me.
recommended for Real Housewives of New York.
She told me about it when we had lunch.
Were they good?
like-
Did she tell you who they were? Were
She
they
didn't
good
tell me
people?
who they were. She didn't say who they were,
Okay.
but I want to find out.
Yeah, let's find out. Okay. Well, I have really been loving Love is Blind. And I'm going to tell you why. A lot of people think it's so boring. However, I have watched the progression of craziness and it was like a slow burn. And now I think we're going to get into the period of time where people really reveal themselves to be the monsters that they are.
Yeah. I'm like thinking, because this was a lot. This batch of episodes was a lot of me not paying attention. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, because you're like waiting for the reunion. Here's what I thought interesting. Number one, a total turnaround on Daniel and Taylor. Like, I think this is like a real love story in the making. I was concerned he was a stalker.
These are the Christmas / Taco Bell couple.
Yes, I thought he was a
Hallmark couple.
stalker.
Oh no, they like will
Yeah.
make it. Yeah, like they're like doing great.
I know. But what did you think about the meeting with the parents?
This is what I don't like. Okay. One is, we actually have a lot to talk about because now that I'm like all the scenes are flashing in my head. And I'm like, well, we got to talk about that. I'm going to have to talk about that. I'm going to have to like slam this person into oblivion. Oh, this person is going to go down. Like I'm naming all my all my targets
Victims.
basically. I'm really over the storyline of like my sibling / parent / whoever person in my life is like doesn't want me to be on the show / doesn't want to be on camera. And it's like they're not supporting me because they're not coming on camera. And I'm like, well, some people don't want to film. Like
Right.
I've had to be there 9 million times, like talking to a family member that's like, I literally don't want to be on the show. Like, I'm not signing this release. Like, I'm not filming. And I'm like, okay, like, what can you do? Nothing.
Can't you do it like that they're around the corner, not showing their face, but you could just hear their voice?
But you have to use their voice. You have to have
Get them to
a
sign the
release.
contract. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You can't just like, yeah, no.
Well, that's probably why we like Daniel and Taylor, because everyone ended up participating, even though clearly her parents had an issue with it. They ended up following through. But first we meet his parents, and he has that sweet sister who's blind and the sweet brother who's engaged, and they go to the parents' house, and the parents have been married for a long time. They're both super gorgeous parents.
Yeah.
And they really seem to like the idea of it because they have this daughter that's blind. And they thought, well, that's her reality. So this is not so foreign to us. However, Taylor's father, although totally up for it because he's got health issues too, the mother was not jazzed about the idea of her daughter getting engaged without having someone ask permission. And she also thought the whole concept of it being too short of a time was not the making of a great relationship.
Which, P.S., like, she's right. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
yeah.
I know that's not like what we like are supposed to be saying right now, but like, she's right.
I know, but when you're watching it, you're like, shut up, buzzkill.
Yeah.
It's like her daughter.
But that's like what I don't like. I'm so over the like, let's see if my mom's going to be on camera or not. I'm like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that to me is not the end all be all of anything. It's like, and it's like, is she going to support our relationship? And it's like, well, why should she? You know what I mean? Like again, like you've never met this person before and you're getting engaged. Like would you, if you're, what will you say when I say this? If one of your kids came home and was like, I'm getting married to this person.
Well, that's their choice. I mean, there's like, what are you going to do?
I know, but you'd be like,
the more you
what?
fight it, but the more you fight it, the more they're like, okay, well, I'll get engaged and I'll get married tomorrow.
No, I know. Yes, correct. But you wouldn't be like, great. You know what I mean? You would be like,
somebody would leave, then I would go, okay, let me just get down to brass tacks.
Yeah, like what the fuck are you doing?
That person is a little bit crazy, and I think you're insane. But at the same time, you can say all of that, and then you have to kind of let go.
Yeah. But still, I just like understand why the family members are not like on board. And then even when the other will get to what's his name? Is it Dan? No.
Yeah, Dan and Taylor.
No, Dave. Is Dave the one that's the...
Yes.
Dave's like sister is like, oh, like they can like misrepresent you. And it's like, yeah, they can and have. And they've done it like they're like even aired that on the show.
I don't believe any of that, but we can get to that later.
No,
but
sure. Yes. But I'm just saying like, they do have like valid reasons to not want to be on the TV show. Do you know what I mean? That I can't argue with. And the show should not be about like, am I shaming my parents into coming on this TV show with me or not? Like, I don't like, it's just like very boring to me.
I don't like it when the parents say, well, you know, we've been married for 34 and we've been married for 50 and divorce is not an option.
So stupid.
I'm like, you're talking to your adult kids who have like professions.
It's like it is an option.
It is an option.
Like, it absolutely is an option.
If you're miserable.
Yes.
You know, I don't like that. I had a problem with that.
Okay, but I loved I will say his family, Daniel's family, I was loving. Loved them. Loved the dad. Mm-hmm. The dad I loved a lot. The mom I loved a lot. The blind sister was obsessed with her. Like the little animals. They were like a cute little family. I was like really into them. Like that's really cute. Like that makes you like be relieved. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, these people are like not freaks.
Well, at least there's like one person. And the Christmas picture photo shoot's cute too.
I know, but I won't lie. Sometimes when you're like adult kids have like how do you have photos like that up in your house of your kids?
Of them with like Christmas tree?
There was like so many like photo shoot photos of him.
No, I don't do photos.
Where it was like four pictures in one frame, and it was like all different versions of the same picture of him.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Actually, Dan doesn't even like a lot of pictures up at all. Like he shamed me because I had like 3 picture frames in our family room. He was like, it's too much. I'm like, what are you, Martin Boulard? Like, what?
Yeah, really. But also, that first of all, surprising coming from him. If anything, I feel like you would be the one to say that.
I know.
But like, I don't know. You have 5 kids. You don't have that many pictures of them. Like, I feel like there'd be like 9 million photos.
No.
Like, there was a whole wall of like modeling photos of him, and it was like and he was like clearly in high school whenever they were taken. And I was like, I'd be like, these are coming down now.
I know, but remember he said that he was a Gerber baby.
Oh, brother, yeah, you're right.
It's like they're like Teresa Giudice. They like had their kids in modeling.
Just don't, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's like one photo of me, like that's like my senior photo, and it's like one of me, and then there's one of my sister, like next to each other in like my parents' dining room, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah, my mom never took photos, so you're.
I mean, like there's photos of us, but it's not like us, like in a professional photo shoot. Do you know what I mean?
I just think sometimes it makes your house look dated. I think it also is those picture frames from CVS where it's like 20 holes, like square, rectangle, blah, blah, and it's like brown,
like oval,
dated.
The like oval one. Yeah.
Nothing should be oval anymore. Let's end all oval things. Okay, so I think that they're very cute, and it does seem like they're quite like loving to one another, because as the episodes 7, 8, and 9 went on, I thought, oh, were they keeping this from me from the beginning, that they're actually like love to be holding each other's hands and kissing?
Yeah, I feel like they really like each other.
They really like each other.
Now that they're over the speed bump of her being like, are you stalking me?
Okay, let's talk about Dave and Lauren, because I think many things can be true.
So I sadly have to report to you that as time goes on in the show with him, I find him more and more attractive every scene.
Oh, wow.
Like just purely physical. But then like when he was like, as he's showing me more of his body, I was like, okay, never mind. I am attracted to him. Right. When he was in that white tank top with his arms out, I was like, ding dong. Like he like looked great. And even in that last scene that was where he was being an absolute monster of epic proportions to her, like in every single way. I want to hit him with a bus? Yes. But I was like, he looks hot. I was like, no, he's like getting girls. Like I thought he was thinking he was like something and wasn't. I was like, no. Women are throwing themselves at him actually.
Well, that's what I think is the hiccup for him, is that he is used to women wanting to have sex with him. And I don't think that Lauren is having sex with him, and he's growing more and more frustrated. And that is part of the reason he is enraged that the guy in the building may have been with her 2 weeks before. Not because he doesn't think that a woman should be sexually, open and have freedom. I think he can't get over the fact this woman does not want to sleep with this package that's before her.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Here's what I know is true. Most weight loss plans are one size fits all. So frustrating. They don't take into account each person's individual needs, which could mean dietary restrictions, medical issues, or other personal needs. That's why you're going to love Noom. It's built for your psychology and your biology, meeting you where you are. Noom's personalized programs feel more sustainable than any other, more restrictive weight loss programs. And also, it doesn't shame you when you choose to treat yourself, and that's important. I like this company because it's got a psychology and biology-based approach and a super easy app to use with lots of great features, including daily lessons, coaching, and flexibility. I think it's your time to start. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com. Based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit Noom.com for more information. Let's be honest, raising a family today can feel like navigating a maze of unhealthy options. It's really hard to know what's actually good for our kids. That's why I love Thrive Market. It's like having a personal guide to healthier living for my entire family. They make it simple to find trusted, family-friendly brands without spending hours in the grocery store, and who has time for that? My favorite part, the Healthy Swaps scanner in the Thrive Market app. You need this, and I'll tell you why. You can scan a product that you're used to buying and it instantly recommends a cleaner, healthier alternative. For example, my kids love tacos and instead I got grain-free shells. They didn't even know the difference and they love them. For my family, this has been a game changer. I've made some great swaps. So I'm telling you, you're going to want this. You're going to love it. I found so many new brands I've never heard of, and you're going to love them too. Ready for a junk-free start to 2025? Head to thrivemarket.com/Kate Casey, and you're going to get 30% off your first order, plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/Kate Casey, thrivemarket.com/Kate Casey. But also, do you want to get married to somebody that you're not having sex with?
But also, too, like, I don't know. The whole thing is weird to me.
It's very weird.
Because okay, here's what I don't like about it. In that final scene, that's like one of the last scenes of the thing. Oh, before they hit us with that other one with the girl with the TikTok and all that shit. Yeah, that was so good. I was like eating that up at the end. I was like, fuck, they really got me at the end.
Yeah.
But like when it's like him and her and he's in that like ribbed like gray shirt. Mm-hmm. And like his friends are supposed to come over to like talk to her about how their one other friend was like banging her.
Yeah.
I felt for her so much whenever she was like, okay, but like I'm here and like ready to talk about it. But like you want to have like every conversation with every person except for me about this. And like are deciding how you want to feel about this, like without the input of like the person that is like supposedly did this to you. Do you know what I mean? Or like
shaming. Yes.
Yes. And I was like, oh, that's infuriating. Like I was like, I want to murder him for her now. Like it's just like, and even again, it wasn't even, you're right. It's like, there's a world in which it's like, oh no, there's a part of the beginning of these batch of episodes I was like, oh, this is like the Madonna horror complex where like men are like, you're either like a dirty slut or like a wife that like is pure and virginal. You know what I mean? Like there was a part of that I was like, that was kind of like happening, but that like went away. I wasn't really feeling that was like what it was. It was more like he's like letting everyone be in his ear being like, no, she's like here to get famous. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't actually believe it. I think the guy wants out. He doesn't think that she's enough for him.
Yeah.
And he's diabolical because he's
using this as a way to be like,
for her
this is
to dump him. And he can use that as a victim.
No, like I wish I could have been involved in it, but I couldn't because I couldn't.
Heartbroken when she walked away.
And when she's like crying and she's like, at one point, I think the last thing he says to her is he's like, I need to get over this more. That's what he said. Yeah. I was like, what? I was like he just like was like, I like don't like, and she's like crying.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is so frustrating. And I felt like so bad for her. Like I feel like we've all been in that thing, not in a situation like this at all, but like a thing where like you're not there to defend yourself and like it was almost like litigated without you. And then it's like they come around to you at the end and they're like, here's like what I'm upset about. And I'm like, Okay, but I'm not even involved. Like, you're mad at me for something that I'm not even involved in. Does that make sense? Like, I had no say in this, or I can't even. You've already come to the conclusion of what you're going to come to without even talking to me. And I feel like that is some of the most frustrating things ever. And like, whether that be in a relationship, a friendship, a work thing. I feel like at work this happens a lot with people. That to me is like the most frustrating thing ever. And so for the fact that she's like crying and is like, there's literally nothing I can do, because you want to like talk with all your people. And then she's like, come on, bring your friends. Let me talk to them so that we can like get this out in the open. And then did you notice it when she was like, and you're all concerned with this guy, or you're believing this guy who you said wasn't a good person or something. She said something like that.
Right.
It wasn't that.
That's right.
It wasn't those words, but she said that you weren't really that fond of, by the way you said.
Well, that's what I
and
think
he goes,
is
no,
enraging him.
I didn't say that. I said blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, you probably said that. And you're now trying to cover your ass. Oh, no, you're right. And then he's like, this fucking loser you were banging.
That's what it is. That's because 100%. He's like, you're not having sex with me.
You are so right. You are so right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you banged this fucking loser, like ugly
me.
guy, and not me. Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, the guy is a weirdo. He made a picture of himself like he's a cast member. Like, he put his picture up.
Didn't you send it to me?
Maybe. I'm like, oh my God.
Someone sent it to me, and I was like, this guy,
loser.
He did look like a loser.
I don't believe that his friends care. I don't think his sister cares at all. I think it's all made up so she can break up with him and he can walk away.
Or even if like they're like, again, it's like, she was like, let me be there. Like, let me defend myself to your friends. Like, that's the other thing. I don't like that he's like, it doesn't even matter because we already cracked it. I'm like going to go on this whole rant about all this stuff. But it's like, what does it even matter? But like, I don't like when it's like, oh yeah, my friend said this, so like that's my opinion now. And it's like, okay, like cool, but like I don't fucking listen to everything my friends say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so weird.
Like, it's like, I don't like whenever this happens, especially with men. Like, whenever the friends are like flapping their gums, and then the men are like, oh yeah, no, I need to like, yeah, no, I'm yeah, bro, yeah. Like, I'm like, shut up, like. Be your own person, you fucking loser.
Yeah. By the way, look on social media at her videos. She's like super gorgeous.
Who?
Lauren.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Very super beautiful. Okay. I need to ask you about Ben and Sarah, because Ben has Sarah meet his friends, and I really believe they were fake friends. I went on his social media before, and all of his friends look like bros from the fraternity. That looked like a collection of people that he put together because he felt dumb in that one scene where he like doesn't even vote, doesn't like to get involved in anything. And she's so passionate about her sister.
He wouldn't even say, when she was like, I have a gay sister, I need people to be inclusive. Like, I don't know, like that's like not okay with me. Like, you have to be like, you have to be accepting of this, like blah, blah, blah. And he couldn't even say, he said like, I'm going to misquote it, but it was something, he didn't even say like, no, like, I love gay people, or like, I love queer people. Like, he said like, there are people that I have interacted with of that nature or something. Like, it was, I completely fucked it up.
Yeah,
like, that's not what he said. But it's like, that was like what he did. He couldn't bring himself to say like, no, like, I'm sure I'm going to love your gay sister. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he couldn't just like, why? Like, that's just what you would have said.
Because you know why? Because he's running through his head. He's like, hamana. I got to call the church, get whoever I can could come down, because my frat brothers are not going to come on this show because they're going to sell me out. She's been like, so my sister is has a partner, and they're going to be like, wait, and you're going to marry this dude after all he says?
Yeah. They're going to be like, we did butt chugs with him like last week. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why I wanted to say that so bad, but I did. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, no,
I'm worried about Sarah.
Kate, you're right. Kate, you're right again. Yeah, his frat bro, loser bro, like the guys that crush the beer cans on their heads. Like,
they're not. Yeah,
they can't come.
And
around.
By the way, they're
like, this
dying
is like the
watching
fucking,
this episode.
Yes, yeah, they're dying.
Like, who are these people that you roped into?
And no, that's the other thing is that why isn't her thing like? Did he say back in the pods whenever he was like not saying the word gay or queer? And then whenever she was talking about Black Lives Matter, he literally said, I don't like get involved in that stuff. I was like, I'm going to kill this man. I was like, how you like, are you serious?
Well,
right
I
now?
think it's because he's been playing a character, because we know that he wanted to be an actor. He had moved to Hollywood for a period of time. He has a business card with his YouTube on it. So he has been playing a character throughout the duration of this show. So he can't even remember the stuff he says because he's acting. So
yeah, like,
that's
who
why
is
he's
the
like,
sure.
yeah, like, wait, who am I again? And he's, So that's why I think the show, people are frustrated. I'm saying stay the course. They pretend to be someone at the beginning, and then over time,
you
the
figure
hair
it out.
extensions fall out, the spray tan
sure.
goes away, the nails get chipped, and the friends come out of the woodwork to go, this loser.
Yeah, we needed to, but we need to keep drilling down on this, friends, because it was just like a Benetton ad that come to life, basically. I was like, what the fuck is this? And it was like him with all these people. And then that girl, the one girl was like, I'm gay too. And I'm like, wouldn't that be the first thing that you would said whenever she's like, I have a gay sister and it's like really important for me to be inclusive? He'd be like, oh yes, like I have a friend that's a lesbian.
Of course it would
like
be.
One of my very good friends is a lesbian. Like,
and I can't wait for you to meet her.
I also have a queer woman in my life.
Yeah.
Correct? No? Yes? Hello?
That's why I'm saying it's all fake.
Like, and like, I can't, normally I'd be like, Kate, no, like I would like argue with you about it, but like, I have no reason other, like, there's nothing that I have no defense of why he wouldn't have said that immediately.
I know. It's because it's like, and then I'm going, who's the cameraman in this scene? And are they like laughing in the background? Like, where did he come up with this idea? But that's the other thing. Does Sarah believe it at this point? Does she still believe him?
I don't know, but whenever they did that reveal at the end, whenever she was like, oh yeah, look at this like TikTok that someone did. And he was like, that's about me. And she was like, what? And then she was like, okay, but like, tell me everything. And then whenever he like was like, no, nothing. And she was like, you could tell she was like, like she immediately jumped to the defense of this woman that she doesn't know that is like slamming her fiance on the internet.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like she immediately jumped over to be like, okay, Ben, but like, why would she need to come on the internet to like trash you?
But by the way, his excuses are so ridiculous.
Her antenna is like so up. You know
He's
what
like,
I mean?
I mean, I don't even really remembering that. We didn't hook up. I'm like you don't have some sort of journal situation in the notes section of your phone where you're like, list all the women you've banged. Like, give me a break.
Not even that, but like, oh yeah, she was like texting me a lot and I like just didn't go on a second date with her.
Yeah.
That's like, to me, that's fine. And then she goes off the deep end and is like, this guy was a piece of shit to me and like had something great.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's like, that checks out for me. Oh yeah, no, I only went on one date with her and she was like very clingy right away and it turned me off and I like had to ghost her.
Didn't he say like he spends a lot of time at church too? Like nothing that this guy says do I believe.
No. Well, I have boots on the ground, dude. Did I tell you this already?
No, you didn't.
Someone told, how did I not tell you this? I think I was waiting for here. Someone in the DMs, again, this could be completely false and made up. I don't think that it is, but like someone that DM'd me, has DM'd me a couple of times, DM'd me and was like, word on the street. She's like, loved your episode. I was like, she was like, word on the street in Minneapolis where she lives. She was like, she said that Ben and Sarah signed a lease together.
Oh God.
And then he like completely ghosted her and like was gone, baby, gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was before the wedding or after the wedding?
No, I think it's after the wedding.
So they get married?
I think they get married. Sometimes they're like, we're not going to get married, but we're like going to be together. You know what I mean? Like they've done that before. So like, regardless, if they say yes or no, I don't actually care. But like, because that again means nothing anymore because we're in season 8 of this show. But they were like gonna move in together, and then he like was gone, baby, gone. Apparently, allegedly.
Well, you know why? Because he's Broadway, baby.
Yeah,
he's already got an agent. He's trying out for soap operas.
No, yeah, 100%. Oh,
remember you said how hot you thought he was? Do you still think he's hot?
I mean, he's still attractive. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
Hassan was walking by whenever he was like, remember when they were in Honduras, and he was like, let's just like look in the mirror. Every time we like go by a mirror, let's like look in it together. And I was like, someone was like, this guy's a fucking loser. Like, we were like slamming him, and I was like, but he is the hottest one. So
he's disagree, but that's okay.
No, he is still hot. Like he physically is hot. But again, much like Dave, who I'm like, you're an idiot. But I was like physically, like no speaking, no nothing. Just if I saw this person walking down the street, like ding dong.
Ding dong.
But again, he was like, oh yeah, like let's like just look at ourselves in the mirror together, like being which like I understand like the like, oh look, it's like us together. But then it was like very much
I don't think it meant that at all.
I can't walk by a mirror without like looking in it and like just
he's like we are the top of the top. We're the hottest ones in class, that kind of deal.
You know, like it, yes. Like we're the prom king and the prom queen.
They're laying in bed and he's like, you know, we're the hottest of this cast. And she's probably like, what, weirdo?
She's like, anyway, yeah. She's like, I have to go call my sister. You remember in Wicked whenever Ariana Grande like comes out of the room and she catches her reflection and she goes, oh, hello.
Yes.
That's like what he does every day. That's him every day.
Well, but the surprising thing is he's already been to Hollywood and he let go of that dream. But now he must be like, well, I'm back and I'm better than ever.
I need to know what he's up. Like, what's his Instagram doing? Have we looked at it?
I haven't looked.
Also, like, need that girl at the reunion, whereas she better fucking be there.
I would love for her to come back. But
I need them to like start. I know we said this last year with that. Remember that woman that was like having that baby with that guy? Oh my God. Yes. Did you see that they broke up, by the way? I'm like, yeah, you dumbass. Yeah.
Yeah. She said this took a lot of care and consideration. Yeah. Right. I think she knew right away and then was like, I got to wait until there's a new show on the air and then I can.
Yeah. I can like silently.
Right. Slip under the TV.
Which is true because we would have like crucified her.
Crucified. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But all this to say, I know last year we were like begging for that woman that had the babies with that guy.
To appear at the reunion.
Was his name Cameron or Tyler? Tyler. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We were like, have that woman that like had those babies with him like come out at the reunion and like confront him. That's like what I want again is like this random woman to like.
I want the random woman.
They can't do it, but like I want her to be. I want it to be like Jerry Springer, where they're like, she's here, come on out. Like they could never do that because it would incentivize like any person that's mentally unwell to just like make up a story about someone.
That's true.
You know, they can't do it, but do I want it? Yes.
But I also would want Dave's sister to be on the reunion.
Are we going to see her? Are we seeing
I need to see it. I have seen a photo of her and based on nothing but like looking through a picture and using my own intuition, I think that she probably is like, why'd you drag me into this weird show?
Yeah.
And wait, isn't it weird too what he says about his dad? He's like, yeah, my dad's out golfing. Like, I don't think anybody in that family took this seriously. They're like, he's selling Botox and he wants to meet some hot woman on a show.
Which again, like that's fine to me. Like I get if the parents are like, we don't want to be here. What? Like this is ridiculous. Like I get that. Like I'm fine with that. And but like he's like, oh, and then my sister said this and then this person said this. And it's like, also Lauren, like wake up.
Why doesn't she say anything like, do we need to check in with your 5th grade teacher too? Where's your ball?
That's what I'm saying. Also, the fact that this man that you're going to want to call your husband, she's like, I want to get married to you. And I'm like, why? Sounds like not only is he just like whatever someone else says to him, he takes and is like, oh, okay, I'll do it. Like, no, he isn't standing up for you at all. He's just like letting these people.
He's a wuss.
Like walk all over him and like decide what he's supposed to feel for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's not someone you want to be with. He should be defending you to them.
Yeah.
And even when they go, now we're like, we so back on them, but we need to be because like, remember whenever he was like, well, they told me that it was like the day before we left. And she's like, okay, well, like I'm telling you, it wasn't even the week before we left. And she's like, but you won't hear that because you have someone else telling you something.
Right.
And so now you don't believe me. Which like, that's really bad.
Bad.
That's not two people that need to get married.
But I'm worried about her because she's still like holding on to hope. And like
I know, and I don't want her to be. I want her to be like, okay, so you like at the end of that scene that we watched and he was like, okay, I need to like, and he's like, no, they shouldn't come over. Because again, that was going to be like her like poking holes in their story. Or them being like, what? Like, we didn't even
don't
say
care.
this. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's because he wants her to break it off.
Yeah. Ugh.
This show is sponsored by Liquid IV. A lot of you are starting new rituals for the new year. Whatever you do, you can come into your own way with extraordinary hydration from Liquid IV. I have to say my favorite flavor is the new hydration multiplier sugar-free raspberry lemonade because it's a bright, zero sugar flavor combining notes of ripe, freshly picked raspberries and citrusy, zesty lemon. I just take the pack and I pour it into a large glass of ice cold water and I knock it back and I feel like $1,000,000 and my skin, it looks so much better and it really gets me going on my day. I think you're going to love it too. I love the benefits. I like feeling like I'm hydrated all day long. And if you're somebody who's outdoors or plays sports, this is an absolute must-have. So listen, break the mold and own your ritual. Just one stick plus 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. So embrace your ritual with extraordinary hydration from Liquid IV and get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code KateCasey at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code KateCasey at liquidiv.com.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/Wondery and use code WONDERY for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Wondery and use code WONDERY at checkout.
Do you care about the other couple, Devin and...
Couldn't care about them at all.
Yeah, no. I always want to call her Victoria.
Here's another... No, it's Virginia.
Yeah, I always want to call her Victoria.
Here's another... They're just nothing to me.
They
just feel very like whatever. And when she brings up... This is another thing that annoys me. When she brings up like, I want to have a prenup and they're all like... I'm like... You what? Like that is so normal and common nowadays to have that. And like just to have the split, just not to share bank accounts at all. Like there's nothing that is so normal.
And also we just met each other 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
For sure we need this. Yeah.
Yes. Hello. I like hate that nowadays whenever they're all like, we don't like, that's another with the like, we don't believe in divorce. It's like a prenup. That's just like, it's like dooming your marriage to fail. And it's like, no,
it's not
saving you money so that lawyers aren't like money grubbing and pinching pennies and like keeping you in litigation for years when you could have been like, okay, you'll have this and I'll have this. Thank you. Goodbye. You know what I mean?
I also think Devin is very sanctimonious. Like he's the kind of person who probably listens to everything his parents says. He doesn't have an opinion of his own.
I know. I hate that.
Me too. She's beautiful, by the way.
Yes. Oh, she's beautiful. 1,000,000%. She's going to get flued out like somewhere else. And like, she's going to be living her life. They're not going to be together. Right. Because he's going to be with like that lesbian that he was with.
Well, you know what I read? I read somewhere that she got engaged to somebody else in the pods.
No.
I'm like, why didn't we see that?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to see her. See, because then I wanted to see her and him there. This is what I don't like. Also, they've done so many good, like, oh, the people are together finally. And there's like there was like zero drama. We like saw them all have that barbecue and then they was like gone.
Yeah. Well, here's the good news. Next episode, they all get together and there's a lot of stuff that happens.
Thank God.
Yeah. I think we went through the bridge period where it's like just trying to keep you interested as much as they can in the middle of the season, which was filled with people.
And I don't like, Oh, wait. And then the two Animaniacs.
Oh, we forgot about them.
We always forget about them. Okay. We need to talk about the communal sock thing.
Yes. I mean,
that's so weird, right?
Beyond. Everything about these two are weird. But there's zero sexual chemistry. They're just pals, right?
Sure. But like par for the course with these. Although I will say that you were trying to say like no one's having sex. But whenever like Dave was going around asking everyone if they were having sex, like everyone was like, many other people were like, yeah, we did it on the first night. Like Ben and Sarah banged. Like
but that's not surprising because they both think they're exceptionally gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I don't think Virginia and Devin had not, and Taylor and Daniel, I'm not really sure.
Who knows? They probably like showed each other pictures of Christmas trees and like came over that. Or he was like, here's like a chalupa from Taco Bell, and she was like jizzing her pants. Which, P.S. same. Like, may I say, like, but no, the Animaniacs, communal socks. What the fuck? No, thank you. But what I did love is whenever they pulled out those instruments and started playing them together as a family.
That was weird.
So fun. I know, but we would be dying laughing if that was us. Like, we would be having the best time.
Maybe I don't know. I think that family is like they all think they're hilarious, and I'm just not getting it.
No, I'm not. Yeah, and she was mortified that they were like, let's all play these weird flutes and like little xylophone
I think Joey
machines.
is like, you know what? It may seem great, but you know what was weird too when her sister said I don't really
her sister's
get
a
it.
bitch. I was like,
because you're like low energy, and we're a family that likes to nap. I was just like, wow.
No, the sister was like, she's like, is he acting? Does he even like really like you? I was like, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
Does your boyfriend like you? Like, doesn't seem so.
That's what my sister would do.
Well, and then whenever he slammed the sister, remember whenever she was like, oh, blah, blah, whatever. Like, my sister's like nervous that like, blah, whatever, like says like the nice version of what she said. And then he's like, well, is your sister like jealous of you? Because like, that's what it seems like to me. And I was like, slam.
That lived rent free in her head for a long time.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. That sister was mean. I was like,
we're such a happy go lucky family. But then here's my sister who trashes.
Yeah, who's like so rude and mean.
Yeah. Like,
and like couldn't wait to like tell her sister how much she thought this guy was an idiot, like on camera. You know what I mean? Like couldn't wait to like, she's like had to pull her aside when they were doing what was it called? Fam Jam?
Fam Jam. God help me.
I'm going to bring a bunch of stuff like that to your house whenever I come and be like,
Fam Jam.
Hey, kids, let's do this. Your kids will be like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the other note that I have. The big note that I have is like, I really need them to like, give the illusion that they haven't been completely prompted by the producers to like talk about what life was like in the pods. They like go to do like they like when we were in Benetton with Ben and Sarah. The one girl that was like drunk. Remember the one girl that was like, oh, he like dropped me off when I was drunk or whatever. She was like, they're like, oh, hi, blah, blah, whatever. Oh my God, hi, blah, blah. Like, I'll give him hugs and like, you know, they're all, and then she goes, all right, let's just get into it. Like, what was it like in the pods together? You know what I mean? It was just clearly like the thing that, and again, like I would always say like, I would have went in there and been like, all right, you need to do that again because this sounded so fake. Like, just like let it come up organically in conversation versus like.
Well, the other thing I'm thinking in retrospect, Ben presents as like fratty. And one of those guys just seemed like a mouth breather.
Yeah, they looked like IT nerds. You know what I mean? Like they were like, we do like, they were like very much like.
Yeah, they work in.
We're like engineers or like we work in like technology kind of a thing. Like Silicon Valley-esque.
It felt like they were cast members of Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes.
And he was Ted McGinley. And
he like gave them swirlies. You know what I mean?
That's it.
He was like, listen, you little punks. Like, you better come and like be my friend on this show. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. It didn't add up. But I hope that Sarah saw through this. I'm hoping, but
I'm nervous. I'm
nervous they're right now on a vacation somewhere together.
She seems that she has a good head on her shoulders. Because whenever she was like, why would this random woman like that was really good whenever he was like, oh no, I don't even remember. And she was like, you don't remember?
Yeah.
You chauvinist pig. Like she, you know what I mean? Like she was like about to go in on him. Like she was like, what do you mean you don't remember? Like what happened? Tell me. And then she said,
he went into the bathroom and he was like, fuck.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And she was like, if you're lying, like I can never trust you if you're trying to tell me. I love
that moment. Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. It's like, fuck. Yeah. Like,
abort mission, wedding's off.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
I really like her. Sarah.
Yeah.
To me, I like think she's gonna, I said like she's gonna be like engaged to someone else at the reunion. Being like,
I think so too. And I think all of those women are going to have a lot of success after the show, because what guy in the Minneapolis area would not want to be with one of these really beautiful, smart, cool women? It's the guys that present as bozos. With the exception of Daniel, who's just a total heartthrob because he looks just like Dan.
Oh, brother. He doesn't look like him, though.
He does.
Okay, who's going to... Can we guess who gets married and who doesn't?
Daniel and Taylor, and I think that's it.
Saying yes.
I don't think they will. Anybody else?
Yeah, I don't think anyone else is either. Devin in Virginia. Is it Devin? Devin in Virginia.
Devin in Virginia.
It's just not going to happen. I don't know. That he's going to be like, I don't know.
I think he wants to dribble a basketball in a closet. And
he wants to dribble her basketball also, is what he wants to do. Which, like, who can blame him? Because she's gorgeous.
Beautiful. Yeah.
But I think she's going to, like, even if they do get married, like, she's at the reunion, she's single.
Yeah,
and getting flued out like every day of her life.
And she's going to look, can you imagine the outfit she's going to wear? I hope they don't do Zoolander, like that they actually like look. And I'm confident that the shoe situation will be fixed by then too.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
Yeah, all pretty.
But yeah, no, I don't think anyone else is. I don't know.
I don't think so either. But I'm excited about the weddings because all of the people that have not been participating, we get to see perhaps the weddings.
Yeah. And I want Lauren. I want the guy, much like I want like this woman on the TikTok to come out, like Jerry Springer. I also want this man to come out.
Yeah, I mean that guy really fires Dave up. I think he's like this twerp.
Yeah, and he is a twerp. That little man.
Like, and he has slept with this woman that I'm about to get engaged to, who doesn't want to sleep with me. Give me a break.
That's what Yeah. No, you're so right. Mm-hmm. You're so right. You're like, oh, you were like you were friends with benefits with this little twerp. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I could have been like knocking your lights out every day. You know what I mean? Like I could have been like ringing your bell. Like I don't, how many other gross analogies can I have? Like,
well, the other thing is, remember, now a lot of people said to me, no, you should not have sex 24 hours after you get a wax, because she said that she like put the slam down. Like she was like, I just got my nails done and I got a wax, and turns out I have to wait 24 hours before having sex. And I'm upset about that because, I really wanted to have sex. And he was
I feel
so upset in that moment.
She kept saying like, you don't even stay here. Like you're like that scene that we saw, like where he's like, I basically like, I'm basically done with you. Yeah. She was like, I haven't seen you in a week.
Yikes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, like the other part, it's not like they're like 2 feet away from each other at all moments.
Why
did
she put up with this? Why did she put up with this? I'm really concerned for her. I feel like she needs like a good Kate Chris talk, like a boot camp, just let's be real. Let's have a good she needs to come on this podcast and we need to talk to her.
But she's so much better than this. She needs to have respect for herself. You know what I mean? Like she's so much. And when he's like not there. Like remember he was like, oh yeah, this week I've been like trying to figure out my shit or whatever. And she's like, okay, well like figure it out. Like, do you want to be with me or not? Like, what is this whole? And again, it doesn't even matter. Like who cares? Yeah.
You know what you can never trust too is like, because he does Botox sales, like he's going spa to spa and he's like, going to the front desk, leaning over, putting his elbow down, like, hey, ladies. And they're all like, who's this old dude? The weird ribbed shirt. Like, get out of here.
Ugh. But listen, my girl Madison is coming back with pink hair. That's all. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, not me.
No, but you're
she's
excited to see it.
I don't like her
happen.
because she's the ultimate mean girl. She's a mean girl.
Is she?
Yes. Yeah.
You know who also was a mean girl that we didn't get slam enough was that Molly character with the red hair. And we see her later. No, remember whenever she was like so excited for Lauren to come in like crying?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, dancers, let's be honest, they are not like always completely transparent.
There was some more people were up to stuff that we did that I feel like we as a nation
we need to
let slide. We let it slide.
Right,
whereas
right.
I feel like Madison will come correct at the reunion to be like, listen, blah, blah, this and that. Whereas like there's other people like that little Harry Jowsey Jr., little twerp.
Yeah, he's going to be exposed.
He's getting wrecked. And if he doesn't, I will make sure I speak about it on this podcast.
I feel like the people of the TikTok world are already doing that.
Well, I want to hear what Madison, because Madison and Meg were there together in that little preview where she has pink hair and she's like, Mason is a liar. And she's like, Mason's a liar. To Meg, I want to hear what it is because I think she's right.
Okay.
I want to hear what he was saying to her that maybe we didn't see, or like something he said to her. And then Meg's going to be like, he was saying the same thing.
But wouldn't they include that if there was a big fat lie?
I don't know. Or it's something we saw, but we didn't realize was a lie. And
got it. Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Right. That's going to be fun because I think he's way more guilty in all of this than like, and when I say all of this, I mean this stupid show. Like this nothing drama on a TV show where they're not even on it anymore. But like, he's way more guilty than like we've let him than we've like said.
I feel like Madison, I don't really know who she is. Like she showed up as two different people for those two men, and then she showed up with purple hair.
With pink hair. So that's,
I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, of course.
Like for one guy, she was very like into her faith and church, and the other one, she was like, my nipples are pierced. Yeah. Like what?
Loved it. Loved
it. Huh?
Loved it.
Anyway, all right. Well, thank you. And I'm going to remind everybody to go back and listen to us talk about the Baldwins earlier this week.
Yes.
And you guys have a new episode out, so they need to go over there too.
Yes, and you're the guest.
So fun.
So fun.
Listen, all you need to know is I rip apart Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, so we all do. All three of us. And usually we have one of the three of us is like defending because they have to. That didn't happen this time. It was a 3-on-1 is what it was.
3-on-1. Well, good. And tell everyone they can find you.
Yes, rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
Everyone can find me at the Chris DeRosa, and they can find my podcast, Fixing Famous People, anywhere you find podcasts, and at Fixing Famous People on Instagram.
Remember that wedding picture where he's like karate chopping her head?
Oh God, it's so bad. Remember whenever we said that the only peace that she has is when she's eating in the shower alone?
But if you have to eat in a shower, the days are long.
No, shit's bleak. Like shit is bleak. If you're like tricking your family into leaving you alone by thinking that you're bathing, but instead you're eating in the shower. And guys, I wish we were joking about this, but we're not.
We're not. I remember at one point I go, wait, this is a real quote? You went, it sure is.
I went, oh, I was listening to it today and I was like, and I truly am like, you hear me like typing on the keyboard and then you guys are talking. And I go, guys, I found all the shower eating stuff and I started sending it to you.
What about when we told her that she needed to change her name? That was my favorite.
Well, we slammed her.
Yeah, well, that's
actually.
Bad.
I feel bad, but
I don't. Okay.
People have told me. I've heard some horrendous. I've heard some people DM'd with some stuff about like she's not this Miss Goody, like little Miss Goody two
really?
Shoes. Not anything terrible, but just like she's
like a monster.
Not bad.
No,
fine.
No.
Like fine, but like we were like this woman like is like this is a cry for help, and it's like it's not. You know what I mean?
Oh wow. Okay, good.
Oh, also apparently her restaurant was called Aw Fudge or something like that.
It was Aw Fudge. I remember because I went to it right before it closed down. It was AU Fudge. And it was a real snooze and lose. Yeah, it didn't. Well. I'm trying to remember. It was something so stupid. It was like, you can bring your kids here, but it was like weird food.
Just like every restaurant. Like what?
I know, but I was also like, if I want to have like a nice glass of whatever and a great appetizer, am I bringing my toddlers?
No,
I'm not. No.
And this was in Santa Monica, right?
It was in Santa Monica. And it was, if I remember correctly, it was like bright yellow decor. I was like, okay.
But like, it's not like she's in like some random, like Santa Monica is like a nice area. Like it's like people have like, oh, I can have a babysitter to go out to
That's
dinner.
right. That's right.
I'm saying it's like.
Yeah. And it's not like she was like Marissa Hermer from Ladies of London, who's the hostess and the manager, and she's talking to everybody. And it wasn't like she was a Bradley Cooper in the back making cheesesteaks.
Don't even say, how dare you?
It was sort of like,
how dare you even bring him up?
I just like invested in this and I'll swoop through when there's a media day and then you'll never see me again.
Yeah, duh. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
it's like,
fudge.
Yes,
what a dumb name, huh?
I know. Hilarious.
Where do you guys want to go tonight? Oh, fudge.
It's kind of funny though.
It's stupid.
It's so stupid. But we need to save her from Justin.
Yeah. Claire Timberlake. Yeah. Okay. Well,
but Timberlake herself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can't wait for Madison's hair.
The amazing Kate Casey.
I want to thank my great guest, Chris DeRosa, and remind you to click subscribe, leave a 5-star review. Just scroll down and make sure you hit that 5-star button and leave a review. Also, check out bonus episodes by going to patreon.com/Kate Casey. You also want to check out my What to Watch list. You go to katecasey.substack.com to get that list of what to watch each week. Make sure also that you follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram at KatecaseyCA, TikTok, it's Kate Casey, Twitter, Threads, and Blue Sky at Kate Casey. And people are pretty fired up about 2 posts that I did on TikTok and Instagram this week. So make sure you go check it out. Tomorrow's Saturday series episode is with Paula Froelich, who was a reporter for Page 6, New York Post, Page 6, for several years. And she tells me behind the scenes stories. So make sure you check out that episode too.
Hotels.com knows that planning your book club's annual trip can get chaotic. Self-improvement Steve needs a hotel gym, and Horror Harriet ghosted the group chat about budget. Collaborate, vote on your favorites, and book all in the app. Find your perfect somewhere with Hotels.com.